So I never intended for this to be like a four-part message, but this time I'm coming to the table because I want to know what's on the other side. Okay, so this is going to be a message that is part four of four. You don't have to watch all four. If it's just like this is your message, then this is your message. I don't question how these things work anymore. Okay, but in the last one, it's so interesting because every time I came, okay, so first I was told I was inspired, right, to come to the table regarding a message that resonated with me so deeply. It was about resonance, right? And it was about trusting your intuition and, um, pulling the things out of your experience that resonate with you, especially for those of us that are very mathematical and scientific and realistic and all of those things, or we're also deeply conditioned and or we're new to the journey or something like that. Like we are asking for messages on a regular basis. I think all of us are really, whether we're on a journey or not, whether you pray or you just hope or you're like, oh, was the coolest thing happened to me today? It was like, I knew it was going to rain. I forgot my umbrella, and it just so happened to be that there was like a bucket of umbrellas. This is so weird. Like bucket of umbrellas free to take, that a company sets out or something that people leave behind. And then there's your umbrella and your shielded from the rain. And you think that it was coincidence, but it wasn't. Or being late, right? And deciding, let's say you're new on the journey and you're late to your job and you're like, man, if I don't get closest to the door, there's no way I'm going to be able to clock in on time. It's just not going to happen. And you're new to the journey and you're like, I'm going to use the power of manifestation and intention and I'm going to intend there to be a spot. And then sure enough, when you know that there is never a spot next to the door, the minute you pull up, somebody pulls out and you get that spot. So for us, for those of us that struggle with the logical mind and intuition because of conditioning. That's one of the biggest hurdles, in my opinion, to overcome. I know personally it was mine. So that message about resonance, just I got so excited to do that reading. And then it turned into what it turned into, which is part one of four. So, and it was interesting at the end of part one, and then came this continuation, right? Because there was the only card there that wasn't addressed, which was fear, right? And it was cool because I walked away from the table and then suddenly I am like coated in fear and just like almost paranoia, right? So that's where that message came from. And then the third one was I sat down because I'm like, okay, I cleared everything. I cleared me. I mean, I even cleared the dog. Like, I cleared everything because it was such a heavy feeling. And then I was brought back for what was yet again another aspect to it. Okay, sorry. I'm human. So then I was brought back and I was brought back for like the doubt, right? Overcoming the doubt and we had to leave off because of tiny humans getting home from school, right? But I am so drawn to this right now because I feel like I'm invested and I want to know what's on the other side. So we left off with the your higher self, which in this case is, and I'm getting culture, like this message is so important for someone. If it if this ends up being your story, I would love to hear from you about your story. Your higher self in this case is a version of you from a higher timeline, from a higher density, from just covered in cultures. Like you're you're being brought forward. Oh my God. It's like making me emotional. It's such a beautiful energy. So, so you're struggling with your there's a parallel version of you that is watching over you and protecting you and guiding you, and they're beckoning you, and you're struggling with being able to hear it or identify it or believe in it or whatever your personal struggle is, right? Whatever that looks like. They're on the other side of the rainbow. Okay. So rainbows might be significant for you. They're on the other Okay. So, all right. So I'm getting a couple of things. I'm getting uh rainbow, pot of gold, lucky charms. Or maybe it's just the rainbow pot of gold. It's almost like it's almost like a okay. So I can't hear it. I don't know the words. Okay, so this is going to be for somebody. That theme song from Lucky Charms from way back when, there's something towards the end of it. Are you talking about marshmallows or something? I don't know. There's something that's significant for you that's like at the end of the jingle or something like that that you like about you like about the jingle. If you know what it is, like that's your confirmation right there, like without a doubt. Because I can't even think of what it is, which also could mean that that's not really the important part. Maybe it has something to do with the leprechaun. Leprechauns might also be important. Okay, so we're just going to leave that there because I'm not really sure about it. And I was super excited to finish off what I was saying. So there, your higher self, your a higher version of you in this case, it's not like source energy directly. It's like a layered. Okay, this is how I do it, which might also be helpful to you and must be part of this message. When I connect to source energy, there is and this is all kind of the same idea, but there is a purity about it. There's like a different feeling when it happens. And then when I connect to a higher version of myself, which I think is a more direct version, um, how do I explain that? My higher density intermediary between me and cosmic consciousness and cosmic unconsciousness and Akashic records and things like that. Like they, me as that higher density being is able to facilitate grab information faster than I can, right? And so I use that as more of like an intermediary. Um, and I can tell the difference between the two because of the feeling of source and then the the interaction with the higher self. If you're joking with that higher self, right? I feel that that is more a version of me in a higher plane, like a higher plane of existence. Okay. All right. So I would like to know for you, and because I'm already invested, I would like to know what that other side looks like. So we've already talked about the toxicity that you're leaving behind. We talked about how you got there to begin with. We talked about how you felt like leaving behind. There was some like unfinished business or something that you felt that you were owed, or something that maybe you owed another person or another situation that you didn't quite want to. There was something about leaving it behind that you were unsettled with, but you were so conflicted because of how toxic the thing was, right? It's almost like leaving behind the good parts of whatever it is. We rarely stay in situations for an extended period of time that are not benefiting us in some way, right? Whether you got stuck in it because of all the confusion and illusion, which I don't feel is the reason here. I believe that there was something genuine and sincere in the beginning and it turned into toxicity and illusion. That's what I feel. And then there's a part of you that either is seeking clarity, which you don't need, or that you feel is the quote unquote right thing to do. Whether it's you doing the right thing or this other person or this situation being righted, something like that. It doesn't feel like karmic justice all over it, you know? Although the closure of this will trigger, because of cause, the universal law of cause and effect, it will allow the opportunity for the other side of the situation, because it's always twofold. It's not, it is just about you and it's not just about you at the same time. Ah, life is so funny. Okay, so I want to know what's on the other side of the rainbow. All right, where are we going to go from here? What is on the other side of the rainbow? What is on the other side of this? You were promised. I wonder if you're even aware of it. You were, there's something within you that knows that leaving this behind, right? We'll say sacrificing, that sacrificing this, which is not even really a sacrifice as we understand it to be because it is toxic, but genuinely allowing, releasing this thing. When you release its energy, you will receive greater than you ever imagined, greater than you exactly what you asked for, and then expand it much bigger, much better. And I know it sounds cliche, but I don't write the messages. So we're going to start here because I have a feeling that this is going to have goodness all over it. All right, Goddess, you know what I love. Please guide me so that I can both satisfy my own curiosity and get the rest of this message. What comes after a trilogy? Lovers. Which is funny because I saw that lovers card before. Um, right at the end of one of those messages came the lovers, and the lovers was definitely regarding choice in that respect. That was right before, um, I think it was ethereal. It was lovers, and then it was ethereal, and it was talking about this particular choice. So I asked what comes after it: a passionate connection with shared vision and values. You might be leaving behind a person. It's not the person, though. The sacrifice here feels like the projection of how you thought things were going to be, the fantasy of the future. which is the loss. When an experience or a person exits your reality or your linear experience as you experience it, like your life, we'll call it your life to be easy. The pain that you feel is oftentimes the because it's not happening then, it already happened. All of this already happened. So either, and I don't believe this is your case, but typically a person will either dip back into memories, and then your brain does this really interesting thing about only pulling out the good stuff. But in situations such as this one, there were good things in the beginning, sure. Like, but you're ignoring the incredible toxicity, the illusion, the shape shifting, the sudden change or the whatever, as if this person was literally removed and then some person that kind of looked like this person or had the same name was like put in their place as like a placeholder. So you know it's not them, right? So leaving that behind is easy because that is not what it was before. That is not the experience that it was before. That is not the person they were before. That is some hot mess express of some thing that they are now in this timeline, right? And it makes us feel so heavy when we think about it. But it's not because you're thinking about the person in the now, because the person in the now is toxic. You're thinking about what was or what you are missing out on, right, in the future from projecting that loss. I hope that makes sense. That was really long. Sorry. So we have lovers to look forward to. What else? Dare I even say it? Ah, okay. Lovers, manifestation and twin flame. Okay. So my hesitancy on the twin flame, anybody who has loved and lost, anybody who has ever identified with this idea of a twin flame, man, some it's a tough journey. It's a tough journey full of a lot of misconceptions, a lot of misinformation, and like it's kind of hard to determine soulmate, twin flame, karmic, and the lines of demarcation in between those and how much they can cross and intermingle and everybody wants to be loved and there's so many human components that go into it. Oh, it's just a mess. A lot of people call these toxic relationships with repetitive lessons and things twin flames, and really they're just toxic repetitive relationships, right? So whether or not you can identify with the name, we could even exclude the name at this point, but if it excites you, use it. The spiritual connection between you and your twin flame or another person or another soul. You're looking for something. I mean, you might be looking for it as well, but good. Keep looking for it because it's right around the corner. A passionate connection with shared vision and values that's spiritual in nature between you and another person. And the manifestation, the law of attraction, thoughts become things. This is something that you asked for. 1919 on the timer, which is 1010, which is 1-1. You have given this great thought. You might have left your twin flame behind, you know? You can't wait for them. That might be who you are meeting at the higher density, too. Man, I should have said that. I should have said that in the last video because that's kind of what it felt like. You might be leaving a like false flame in this one and meeting up with the real one in the future, which you know is not really the future. It's just the way that we perceive it. That is an exciting energy. All right. Anything else? What else are we looking forward to? What is on the other side? Self awareness, tapping into your higher self, questioning routines and patterns, tapping into your higher self. Literally, time jumping, reality jumping, shifting from one timeline to another. Something changed in your timeline, the one that you're currently in. Something changed. That person, that experience, that thing that you're being asked to surrender, that thing that you're being asked to sacrifice, that thing that you have in your heart, you're like, I wish it was different. Like, I wish it was, I don't want to let it go. Either they owe me or I owe them, or there's some like vow or promise or contract or whatever. I don't want to break this. I can fix them. I can save them. I can find out what's going on, or I need to know what's going on before I just leave it behind. Or there's some hesitancy, some self-doubt. What if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? What if I leave them behind? Like no man left behind type of thing. That's not how this works. Especially if you identify with this journey, that twin flame journey, that's not how this works. We had lovers and then we had the lovers card and then we had ethereal right after. Wait, I'm just gonna say it. I know it's gonna sound crazy, but I'm gonna say it anyway. So maybe maybe you shifted, maybe they shifted, maybe they attack. There's something that's so illusionary. All right, let me feel into this. There's something so illusionary about the energy that you are sacrificing or surrendering or leaving behind. There's something so false. It's false. Why would you generate something so deceptive and false in your reality? It could be in order to propel you forward. If there's nothing left here for you, why wouldn't you propel forward? And I got all the chills on that too. Well, it was actually just like one side of my lower body. So that's we're like close in that area. Okay. Questioning routines and patterns. Oh, and you know what? That was also in the first part about the routines and patterns because the toxic nature of what you're going through, right, was negatively impacting your well-being to the point where it disrupted your routines. Like, and it was you choosing to be focused on that trickery, on that negativity that was just fucking up your whole schedule. Like, it was just messing up your sleep schedule, your eating cycle, your emotional regulation. You were just like all over the place, choosing to be all over the place because I don't feel that this energy is like directly affecting you. I think it's your focus, but I said that in the first one. It's negatively impacting your state of well being. Oh, coming into alignment too, right? Accepting what is what it is. It's not personal, it's just an experience. You accept it as it is and it just is. It just is. It's not personal. It's legitimately not personal. You are wonderful as you are. You are a divine being. You know, we can be self-aware. Like we can say, well, I could have done better in this relationship. I can't, you can't make this shit up. Energy activation, new opportunity. Oh my gosh. This is an upgrade. This is leveling up. Your higher version of yourself is beckoning you forward through a portal, through a shift to go to the other side. And they're calling you and they're saying, not only is this great for you, right? Energy activation, new opportunity, new way, a loophole through. Like, not only are we calling you forward, but you asked for messages to be more clear and concise. You asked for a more direct, oh, all the chills, more direct guidance from your higher self, source, energy, God, whatever. You are saying your prayers or you're sending your requests or you're demanding their attention, right? You're calling on angels or fairies or like whoever your spirit team, you're calling your team together because you couldn't hear, because you couldn't trust and you couldn't hear. You couldn't discern what was the illusion, what was being tainted by your own feelings, by your own 3D experiences. You couldn't tell. It was all muddled. It was smoke and mirrors. Like I said before, it was all muddled. But now it's not. This is an opportunity. These are insights that are coming in. This is a new opportunity for that that soul connection, that undeniable, passionate connection with shared visions and values, the one that's spiritual in nature, the real deal. You asked, and now you are ready to receive. You just have to step forward, step through, eliminate doubt. Stop doubting. Don't doubt. Oh, quiet the mind and the soul will speak. Quiet the mind and the soul will speak. Your attention to the trickery, to the toxicity, that trickery, that delusion, those illusions, that toxicity isn't in your everyday environment. But your ego keeps talking about it because it's disorienting, right? None of it makes sense. But the reason it doesn't make sense is because it's all fake. Every bit of it is fake. All of it. All the 28, 28 on the timer. Again, 10, 10, 1, 1. The tears, the tears are fake. The excuses are fake. The rationale is fake. The reasons are fake. Yeah, every part of it is fake. This person that you're leaving behind, this situation, this environment, this experience that you're leaving behind, every bit of it was fake. I'm not saying the beginning. I'm saying from the time that you saw the shift, everything has been fake since then. Not even a shift because it's like a substitution. That's what it's a sub. Whenever you can identify, like if you look back and you said, okay, the substitution was right there. Whatever that point forward, all of that experience is garbage. Garbage. It is all fraudulent. It is a fraud. Wait. So, okay. Now I am going to say this with caution. I'm hearing somebody say it, say it, say it. It's funny. All right. Okay. So it is possible that the person that you're leaving behind, right, is, how do I say that though? Is a placeholder, is a substitute, a poor substitute, definitely downgrade from the one that was there before, right? Maybe a person did shift before you, and maybe they're in collaboration over there, calling you forward. Maybe on the other side of this, right, is the person 2.0. Well, that goes without saying. But it's kind of a fun thing to kind of imagine, though. Like the person that you're dealing with now is a fraud. It's a phony. It's a fake. It is a knockoff. It's a no. It's a knockoff. And you know what? You got the original on sale anyway. No, like legitimately. Like nobody's perfect, right? And you got the version of the person that you love. Um, they scratch and dent, like, and that was cool. Like that was okay. That's real, right? And then they got replaced with a total knockoff, right? Which is not okay. That one's just not okay. And it's really hard to leave that other version behind, whether it was like potential, right? That projection of the future. But either way, oh, that feels good. Either way, the way that it is now is not okay. You don't want that. That is toxic, fake, fraudulent. That person from before in linear time doesn't exist. That person is gone. That person is dead. That person is just gone, does not exist anymore, right? The person that is currently in your reality, you do not want to exist. You can't go backwards and get the other one, right? You can mourn the loss, you can grieve the loss of your projection if you want to, which if it's within you, do that. Oh, we talked about sacred rage too in the first video. Be mad. Don't let it all out too. Don't just within your sacred space of self, within your privacy, get another person if you need to. Don't expel it like that way. Handle your own shadows and shit. Like clean up your own energy too. Do do the work, do the real thing. Oh, that's also what's going to increase your vibration enough to meet your higher self, the higher version of you on the other side of the rainbow. Like meeting that other, what I just saw in my mind's eye, this gateway, right? But it's a rainbow. It's like a rainbow like gateway. Is that a thing? My, see, like my sometimes messages that I get are really snarky, but they're not snarky. They're like it's like a running. It's like joking with myself, kind of is what it feels like. Like it is if you want it to be, which I know is the truth anyway. It is if you want it to be. We're gonna look it up though, because I don't know, but there's something about it that feels like it might be. Rainbow Gateway. So it's a powerful symbolic passageway presenting a bridge between physical and spiritual realms, associated with transformation, divine connection, and the soul's journey towards higher consciousness. Oh. In Norse mythology, that rainbow bridge. In Siberia, shamans ascend to the spirit world via the rainbow. It's the path for human consciousness to grow and evolve. And there are Earth's rainbow portals, which are systems of gateways for birthing a new planetary consciousness. That one doesn't sound as fun. Rainbow Bridge is also aligning the chakras. And lastly, reunion with the soul. A rainbow gateway is a universal symbol for the soul's journey and eternal connection. Very good. Okay. So I want to get some information about the love on the other side. Would that be like too, like, okay. Let's do it anyway. Let's do messages. More about this, more about this connection. This better not be connection to self. Although once you find the unconditional love found within yourself, it never leaves you. Support. What else? What else about the connection? What else about this pot of gold? What else about this pot of gold on the other side? So that is support and addiction. Uh, I didn't want to go backwards. I wanted to go forwards. Protected. Support addiction protected. So, like with addiction, right? Besides the obvious, remember that addiction can be to many, 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 many things. To me, addiction, to me personally, as a human, right? Me as human, addiction to me is any form of escapism, substance, liquor, chemical, drug, exercise routine, people, codependency, patterns, cycles, obsessive compulsive disorder, like just any addiction, any way to escape, right? All of that is covered under the umbrella of addiction. If your current experience or your previous experience, you experienced some sort of destructive pattern of behavior that was used as a method of escapism so that your person didn't have to deal with their feelings, this message is to tell you that that will no longer be an issue. That's for some. Okay, and then I'm getting that if the placeholder that you are leaving behind, if it benefits your heart, know that 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 you will hold space. Wait, what? Okay, that you will hold space for, wait, okay, you're gonna hold, oh, that's fucking cool. Okay. Oh my gosh, you're kidding. Okay. All right, so this might not be news to you like it is to me, but it's like total news to me. So your awareness, this whole theme, right, has been on your awareness of this thing happening, right? The awareness of it, your attention to it, your attention to the toxicity, your attention to the poison, your attention to the trickery from the very beginning message was keeping you emotionally dysregulated. It was negatively impacting your state of well-being. It was lowering your vibration, right? It's not even really in your reality. It's not like this person is in your proximity even, right? But the thoughts, all the emotional stuff, all the garbage that makes us human, right? Is negatively impacting. It's running through your head. You are creating the awareness of it, in which case is creating all of these other issues. It was also holding you here, holding you as your essence here. If we're constantly jumping timelines every second, now, what is there to say that the you're you a um, placeholder of you uh, will still be here to support that placeholder, right? Of that individual that you care for here. That makes me feel so much better. Like you're not abandoning somebody, right? You are just you no longer resonate with that person's frequency because yours is raising. So when you decide to take that rainbow gateway and follow the beckoning of your higher self into a higher dimension, another timeline, know that you, a placeholder of you, will still remain in this one. Isn't that how it all works? Isn't that how the splits occur? Every choice you make opens up different avenues on the blueprint. It doesn't mean you disappear. It doesn't mean suddenly that person's gone, which would explain what happened. Oh, isn't that funny? Confirmation from the universe. And your person is just waiting for you on the other side. Hmm. Shit. Okay, so, okay, so if you want to stay rainbows and butterflies, right? Stop now. 43:43 on the timer. That's 7, 7. It's 14. That's 5. That's conflict. That's change. But I mean, okay. All right. So, oh my God, warning. This is exactly what I was going to talk about too. Warning, don't dismiss red flags here. Okay. So for those of you that your message is complete, thank you. Okay. Um, because now we're going to start on the like nitty gritty, and I know we're running at 44 minutes, but we're not going to dismiss it here. Oh, because there will be regret. Okay. So let's kind of dive into that a little bit. Have you ever experienced waking up and everything feeling different? And I mean everything. As if the world had slowed down, if like there were less people, traffic, distractions, noises, It was like everything kind of slowed or cleared up or grayed out or things were out of place. The vibration was just a little different. Okay. So maybe it won't be as bad as I just originally, uh, that's funny. I was going to say hoped. Oh, okay. So you might be questioning, how am I going to be able to tell? That's what popped up in my mind was if the blueprints branch with every choice and there are multiple realities with all your choices and all your decisions, like a gigantic spider web, right? And lots of little versions of you. How would you even know? I think it's because you don't look the same. It's not the same person, but you won't be either. Hmm. It might be because we're not to know, because I can't follow that any further. Okay, so give me like you gotta explain. Okay, please explain something. The demons, repose, casting shadows, and cast out. Okay, the demon, repose, cast out, casting shadows. So, what does this have to do with illusion? Third eye and ancestors. I feel like this is saying that the way that you're going to know is because it's going to completely appear to you visually, to energetically, to systemically, your whole body. This the frequency is going to be different. I think if you run across this, I think it's energetic signatures. I think that I feel that I want confirmation on that. I feel that it is energetic signatures. Like that energy signature is going to be familiar. And I think that I'm taking this a little too literally also because the energetic signature is one of resonance, right? And you are no longer resonating with your experience or person here, right? Because it's toxic and you can feel it and your whole body revolts around them. Your mind, your memories, your conditioning, your societal conditioning, especially, right, is demanding um that you hear this person out, give this person a chance, to clear up, um and seeing that jigsaw puzzle piece, figuring it out, clearing it up, putting the pieces together, the unfinished business. It's like handling unfinished business, right? But every time you go around this person to handle unfinished business, clear up your heart space, even if you're hoping for forgiveness and all of these things. All right, so abundance came out. So I'm going to take that as an affirmative, as yes, that's what it is. Very good. Okay, so the dissonance in this person's frequency is your indicator that it's bad, right? And you know that because it makes you feel gross when you're around them, even though everything in your body wants to be around them the way that they were before. And how that's going to be different, you wake up tomorrow being not literal, but you wake up tomorrow and everything feels different, everything looks different. You're like, okay, I know because I already manifested. Be very clear in your manifestations of what you want this person to be like, what you want this new energy, this new lover, this new divine connection, this spiritual connection, although it's already laid out for you. Okay. Ignore everything except for the energetic signature. Everything. That's how you're going to know. With the demon repose, cast out, and casting shadows, I think that what this is saying is like anything that you are trying to base it on as far as experience is going to lead you in the wrong direction. If you're looking for your experience now to transfer in, like if you wake up tomorrow and you are on a different dimension or in a higher vibration, or it's now a new reality, right? And you're looking for what you left behind in its higher version, that's not going to be what it is. If it is, it will feel, your body will not revolt against it. If you were able to do the experience without any of your five senses, do not base it off of what you hear, what you see, the way the person feels, or how they used to smell, or anything like that. Don't base it on any of that. And just feel their energy. And if they feel, because they might not look anything like they do now, they might not be anything like they do now. You might be oddly resonating with a person that is not your type, really, that you know your type to be, which it's just you and I. Like, take a look at your type, right? Take a look at your type, take a look at your patterns, scratch and dent, right? Not no judgment here. Because this is historical. There's with the ancestors in the third eye. This is you are going to be pulling this information. You are going to be inferring this info. You're going to be, help me out here. You're going to be interpreting. So I'm being told to surrender. Okay. So you don't have to worry about any of that. Your intuition, your ancestral knowledge, your guidance system, your tribe, your team, your spirit team, right? There you surrender yourself fully to the experience and you will be guided directly into this, into your new love, into your person, directly guided, directly stay out of it. Essentially, get out of the way. Just get out of the way. Can we have a timeline um, of when this might happen, of when this is going to happen? So what are we gonna use for that? Because I don't have any of those. Does it matter? Yeah, kind of. It kind of does. Because I want to know. All right, we're gonna use this deck, and we will intuit through it. Um, get a notebook, and I want you to write down 26 is the card that came out. 26. So it could be 26 days, 26 weeks, which is what, exactly 6 months? Is that right? Um, yeah, yep, 6 months. It could be 8 months. All right, let's see what this card says. Focus on your own path and stop seeking validation from external sources. Comparison with others distracts you from your own path, and inequality in resources causes tension. Excuses for not acknowledging our differences held us back. Bridging the gap starts with honesty about what sets us apart. I love that. That speaks directly to the dissonance and the vibration between your experience of this person, place, or thing and how you had experienced them before. It also speaks to the dissonance between your frequency and theirs. Okay, and we also have 65 and 38. So that is 11. That's 1111. Did I even finish what I was saying about the journal? Journal. I was saying, I don't know if I even finished the journal. Get a journal. Write down your synchronicities. Every single one of them. Start with this one right here. I asked for a timeline and they gave me 1111, which is wish fulfillment, also known as twin flame. And I just got, I don't know if you heard it, but the ding, right? Which I consider confirmation from the universe. That is hilarious. So have that be your first entry. Just keep like a tiny thing. The more that you acknowledge them, I acknowledge and I appreciate it, goddess. Thank you. The synchronicities between things, that is hilarious. 1111. The Four of Wands card, right? The stability, the security, the homecoming, the wish fulfillment. We're gonna do one angel number, and then I'm gonna let you go. Like seriously, I will stop for this. I mean, I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna do something else, but I will stop this video because I know I can probably close this out now. All right, angel numbers, please. As it relates to time, as it relates to synchronicities, because we absolutely love that. 9, take action. Okay, so the angels want you to know that now is the best time to take action. The universe is working behind the scenes to support you. Okay, 23, which is creativity, relax and enjoy, and 2121, which is energetic balance. This number signifies that everything is aligning in your favor and your dreams are soon to be realized. And 17, self belief. Leap path forward. You may feel stuck or fearful, maybe even in despair. You are ready for a life changing leap forward. All right. The universe You are unconditionally loved by the universe. You are unconditionally supported by the universe. My unconditional love to you as well. Okay, that's pretty much it. But if this is your story, you just have to tell me. My email address is listed somewhere in the community page. Email me, post a comment or something. Um, Make sure that I'm able to get back to your comment or at least check back. Okay. All right. That is all. Until next time, on the other side of the rainbow.